Hello, I'm Jonasz Rewiński and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. Overnight Wednesday, Russian forces conducted several aerial strikes on Ukraine. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, air defenses shot down 89 Shahed-type drones. As a result of the strikes, 4 people were injured in Dnipro and several fires were reported. At least 7 residential buildings in Sumy were also damaged by the Russian attacks. According to preliminary data from the Ukrainian State Emergency Service, Russian troops shelled the city with a multiple launch rocket system. Now, in Russia, a fire broke out at the Afipsky oil refinery in the village of Afipsky in the Krasnodar region due to an assault by Ukrainian drones on Wednesday night. According to reports, the fall of drone debris caused the fire in the machinery responsible for the combined processing of gas and gas condensate. In Slavyansk na Kubani, local officials have reported that 1 resident was injured due to falling drone debris. According to the Telegram channel Astra, a fire broke out in the city on the grounds housing a military unit. The authorities did not report any serious damage in the city itself. Now, moving on to the front line. Ukrainian commander Oleg Apostol has said that Ukrainian defense forces must be ready for all combat scenarios in the Sumy region. Therefore, active work is underway to equip fortifications around Sumy. According to him, the situation directly on the contact line is partially under control and there is no direct threat to the city of Sumy except for shelling. In the event of a deterioration of the situation and an increase in the threat, the relevant information will be conveyed to the civilian population and an evacuation order will be carried out. Currently, the Ukrainian defense forces in the region are doing everything to hold the Russians and push them as far back as possible towards the border, according to Commander Apostol. As an example of this effort, he cited Pakrovsk, a city with a population of 80,000 in the Donetsk region, where active fighting began a year ago. Predictions from couch experts about the city's imminent occupation quickly appeared then, but have failed to materialize. Now, on the front lines, the war is fought not only with fire, but also with the camera lens. This time, Russian soldiers themselves filmed a Ukrainian Dart aircraft-type FPV drone approaching their position. Now, the Dart twin-engine strike drone is capable of traveling over 40 kilometers and carries a payload of between 12 and 14 kilograms, as opposed to previously used single-engine drone, which can handle a maximum of 8 kilograms. Fighters from the Timur Special Forces unit of the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry prevented the Russians from advancing in the Sumy direction. During the special operation, the scouts managed to enter the Russian rear, then clear and secure these positions for themselves. The advance of the Russians was stopped, and the supply of provisions and ammunition to their troop contingent was disrupted. According to radio intercepts, Russian soldiers, using far-fetched excuses, refused to storm positions in the area of the Timur Special Forces unit. Total Russian casualties from the operation number at least 334 killed and over 550 wounded.
Жить хочете! Стоп, амфібія, сидимо. Уходим!
Now, we're going to be moving on to our next story. An incident occurred at the Russian Army Aviation Air Base in Torzhok, which shook the military circles of the aggressor state to the core. During the night, an unknown individual planted an explosive device under a Mi-28 attack helicopter based at the 344th Center for Combat Use and Retraining of Army Aviation Flight Personnel. Russian sources have already called this a sabotage operation by the Ukrainians. The infiltration of one of the country's most heavily guarded air bases, which trains attack helicopter crews, was a real blow to the image of the Russian Armed Forces security. The result? Significant damage to the Mi-28, a symbol of Russia's air power. According to preliminary information, the operation was carefully planned. The saboteur not only infiltrated the facility unnoticed, but also successfully planted explosives without activating the security systems. Looking at situations like that, it is important to remember one thing. Most of the equipment that Russia is using today, especially aircraft, comes from the Soviet era. Now, the Mi-28, back during the Cold War days, that was a Ferrari among attack helicopters. They were expensive and quite rare. So today, if they lose one, they have a certain problem. They do not have the tooling to manufacture these in large quantities. Same thing we've seen earlier on during the Operation Spiderweb, when we said the Tu-95 bombers were also something that Russia doesn't really want to lose because they cannot make them the same way that they did. So, bearing that in mind, another success for the Ukrainians. Keep up the good job, I guess. And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.